Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the NUS Biz Open House live panel. In case you just joined us, we are now live at the atrium of our very own business building, the Mokhtar Riyadi building. We are excited to bring you our NUS Biz Open House. Be agile, be you, at NUS Business School, where you enjoy the journey of self-discovery and develop skills to be career-ready. We just ended our previous session on finance, analytics, and operations. And now, we shift gears to answer any questions you may have about our accountancy program. I'm Valli, a Year 4 BAC student specializing in business analytics. With me in this session, I have the following panel members to share with you more about what the NUS accountancy program has to offer. First, we have Ms. Susan See Tho, who is an Assistant Dean of Undergraduate Studies and a Senior Lecturer from the Department of Accountancy. Second, we have Ms. Jen Ng, who is an Assistant Senior Manager from BIZCareers. As an accountancy student myself, I remember having many questions prior to applying. So if you find yourself thinking the same, do keep your questions coming in on our FB Live comment section, and we will do our best to answer as many of your queries as we can. Before we delve into our questions, I'll have our panelists introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Ms. Susan See Tho. I'm the Senior Lecturer with Department of Accounting, and I'm also the Assistant Dean of the Undergraduate Studies Office, and I manage the educational administrative part of the BBA program, as well as the BBA accountancy program, as well as the RE, or rather the real estate, Bachelor of Science Real Estate program as well.
Hi everyone, my name is Jen. I'm a career advisor taking care of our accountancy students, mainly the undergraduates team. Besides career advisory, I also do industry relations with some of our key partners and employers in the market.
So thank you for the introduction. So let me start by asking, what is accountancy?
All right, so that question has to come to me. All right, so accountancy is the language of business, as many people famously said. But what is the language of business? So the language of business basically is the dealing with the understanding of business, and to be able to understand what goes in and out of the business in terms of financials, in terms of operations, and how the data is being captured and is being interpreted, and how the story is being told. So with that, then of course you must be wondering, why do we need people to tell the language of business, or rather to speak the language of business, right? So the job of accountants, basically they partner with many different business professionals across all walks, and they help them, right, understand their business better from the financial perspective. And thereafter they help them do things like forecasting, and they work with them hand in hand to continue to help them understand the business, you know, in the longer run, right? And so with that, what are some of the job opportunities that is available for students who study accountancy? And I shall ask Jen.
Thank you, Susan. So there are actually, many opportunities for our accountancy students. So first of all, we are all very familiar with our accountancy firms, such as the Big Fours, as well as our mid-tier accounting firms. They often hire our students as auditors and even consultants because they are expanding their advisory arm. So besides the accountancy firms, we also have the public sector, right? So ministries and state boards often requires a lot of our accountancy students as well as our finance students as well. Then other than these two sectors, we also have the FIs, which is the international banks, trading firms, investment firms who are looking for finance students, and of course some of the accountancy students as well. Then subsequently, last but not least, our students can also choose to be hired as an in-house accountant with any MNCs or SMEs in any industry. So there are really many opportunities that one can look for. In fact, I would think, right, in NUS itself, when our students have accountancy as well as business management knowledge, we make good entrepreneurs as well. So if you want to be an entrepreneur, come join us.
Yes, so in short, it does sound like where there's a business, accountants
Yes.
are needed. Where there's a business, people who need accounting related knowledge or who have accounting related knowledge and skills are definitely needed.
It's a very stable
That's
sector.
right. So do come join us and find out more.
Thank you. So our next question for both panelists is, how has technology affected the field of accountancy?
I can take that question.
Sure.
So with regards to technology, right, we all know that a lot of accounting softwares as well as RPA or automation tools has actually taken over a lot of our manual tasks. So that has actually helped to diversify the roles of our accountants. So accountant these days has really moved away from bookkeeping. They are actually focusing a lot more of their time on analyzing data, and that would mean, right, they play a key role in delivering key insights to the management team for key decision making. So actually in time to come, as the industry evolve with technology, accountants will be seen as a very trusted advisor to the management team, and we play a key part in actually delivering to the organizational goals as well. So we are definitely very important in the business world.
Yeah, so with that, let me just connect that
Yes.
bit with the curriculum in accountancy, right? Because I'm sure that is a burning question and I anticipate that to come, right? So I must say that with technology, like what Jen has mentioned, that technology has kind of replaced some of the mundane, day-to-day tasks of the accounting work. But that doesn't really replace accountants. Why? Is because now, even more so in the future, accountants are actually needed for really the higher order thinking tasks and roles, right? Where it comes to data analysis, there's a need to even write more meaningful stories about business and to even engage people and to even be the trusted advisors of the business professionals out there. It is all needed, right? And all these skills. And what does it take, right, for our accountants to have those skills? And there, the curriculum. Now, so in our accountancy curriculum, we focus on the major pillars of business. So in other words, what we are then saying is that for someone to be a good accountant, it's not just about knowing accountancy, it's also about knowing business. And therefore, in our curriculum, we do introduce the functional pillars, right, of all the business, and our students will get to understand what are the functional pillars of the business, and we have an analytical core for our students to learn, and that helps them, gather the programming skills and the relevant data analytics skills that they need. And of course, right, what is also needed is if you need to be a trusted advisor, you need to really understand what leadership is about.
Yes.
So we are actually really emphasizing on leadership because you need to understand as a student what personal leadership means, what organizational leadership means, and what leadership means in a team setting. And all these are the various soft skills together with the accountancy soft as well as the technical skills that you would need, all right, in the curriculum. And we cover all this in our curriculum as well.
I agree. So for me, in my first 2 years, I did modules like marketing and organizational behavior, and that gave me a much better understanding of how a business functions, and that helps me apply my accounting skills in a more cohesive way. So our next question that I'll be directing to Ms. Susan is, are students allowed to take a double degree program as well as a specialization other than accountancy?
Yes, indeed. Students are definitely allowed to take a double degree program. So we do have students who take double degree with law, double degree with engineering, or double degree with economics, for instance. And on top of it, we do have students with that double degree who will take a specialization such as finance, such as marketing, or some students will even, try a minor in outside of the business school. So our curriculum is indeed very flexible, but what it takes for you is to be able to understand where your interests are, and we will help you, right, throughout your 4 years to explore where your interest lies, and together with the internships, where the BIZCareers are very specialized in partnering our students on, sourcing for the appropriate internships for our students. But of course, right, you wouldn't want to just be studying, isn't it? So you would want also to have a colorful student life, and there goes my question back to Valli, is that how did you spend your time here as a student for the past 4 years when it comes to student life?
So for me, one of the highlights of my NUS Business School experience was going on internships and really immersing myself in the culture of a company. So for me, I've been able to do an operations-related internship as well as a finance internship. And both of those internships not only allowed me to gain an insight of the business, but especially for the finance internship, I really got to apply many of the skills that I learned in class. And I was able to see many of those concepts coming to life. And NUS Business School gave me the foundation, which I later used to build up my accounting skills during my internship. Other than internships, I've been able to take part in CCAs. So I was a member of the NUS Tamil Language Society, and we organized Sports Spectra, which was a sporting event. And all these opportunities have actually given me a much more holistic school experience. Apart from internships and CCA, I've been able to take part in case competitions. So I've taken part in the CFA Ethics Challenge, for instance, or the National Tax Challenge. And these were ways for me to apply, for instance, the tax concepts I learned in school. But apart from just the academic side of it, I also learned to be more confident and think more quickly on my feet. So my student life was really quite holistic, and I did gain many skills. So my next question to Ms. Jen is, can I pursue a career in finance with a Bachelor of Business Administration accountancy?
Yes, my answer is you can. So accountancy has evolved, right, so much. So actually, to be honest, in the function of finance, there are many roles that actually doesn't require you to have accountancy knowledge. And I can just name some, right? For example, the collectors, the collections team, or the credit analysis team, or in fact, even the accounts payable team. So in my past experience in the finance teams, our so-called accountants in these teams, they are not actually they don't have actually the accountancy knowledge to start with, but these roles are able to build them up over time. So I would think that there are plenty of opportunities for a BBA student to come join us in the accountancy world.
Thank you. So our next question is to Ms. Jen. So how does NUS help our students in getting internships?
We actually organize, to be honest, let me sell my whole BIZCareers program, right? In BIZCareers itself, we have a dedicated group of career advisors. And so our final goal, our ultimate goal is to help our students get their ideal jobs at the end of 4 years. So we have a 4-year strategic roadmap that actually starts from year 1. So in year 1, you engage in modules such as personal branding, interviewing, there is also resume building skills, and networking. Networking can be, a bit difficult for some people. And then in year 2, there will be also the group clinics where it's 6 to 1 career advisor, and we take a very personal look into each of their resumes, and we kind of improve them, ensure that it's relevant for the industry, as well as having mock interview sessions with them to prepare them for in-person mock interview sessions. And so in a way, this has helped them usually obtain their first internships at the end of year 2. And in year 3 itself, we continue to engage our students with the career advisory sessions, one-on-ones, or we even engage trainers from external companies to actually do mock assessment centers to make sure that our students are relevant and prepared. And then last but not least, just before our students graduate, the internships comes in. So we actually organize career fairs to make sure that our students are given opportunity to have a face-to-face interaction with the employers. And then, of course, we also conduct job search briefings for our students to really get to know what are some of the key roles available and apply for them timely.
Yes, let me also sell it together with you.
Sure.
Our work-study internship program for our accountancy students, right? So for our accountancy students, we do have a very specialized work-study internship program where our students can embark on a journey of about a 40-week internship with the firms, our partner firms. And in this 40-week credit-bearing internship, where they can actually, enjoy the time in understanding what professional services are like, and then thereafter they can work the 40-week and be able to engage with different people at different levels of the firm while earning credits, towards the graduation journey. But
in fact, credits and money, right?
Credits and money, but of course it's not just the money that is important. I think it's the accelerated career pathway that many of our students who are involved in the internship program that they are really interested in, and also really the experiential learning journey over that 40 weeks. So come join us.
Thank you, Ms. Jen and Ms. Susan. So time is catching up with us. Unfortunately, we have to end here, but not to worry. As mentioned, we have a full day of live programs lined up, so do stay tuned for our next session starting in 10 minutes as we address queries related to real estate. There's also lots to explore on our website, including frequently asked questions, program briefing clips, and curriculum details. Feel free to email us or leave your questions in our comment section. We will do our best to address them. These videos will also be uploaded on our e-Open House website, so do check those out. Also, for those of you who might not be aware, our NUS Open House is happening this Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. at NUS University Town in the dance studio located at the Stephen Riadi Center. Do join us and find out more about our program, and our professors, staff, and students will be there to assist you with your inquiries. With that, I'm Valli together with Miss Susan See Tho, as well as Miss Jen Ng, and we thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you and see you soon.
Bye.